Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. The show is all about public, private, and blockchain companies, how the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. Let's talk about the Paradise CBD Mexico Master.
Yes, we signed a master distributorship with Paradise CBD. It's two young gentlemen. They're about 25 years old, Fernando and Fernando. We met them about 6 months ago at a trade show in Las Vegas and went to go visit them at their locations in Monterrey, Mexico, and they came to visit us at our factory, and we spent 3 days with them to get to know them. Fascinating young men. They started with a one-store CBD store, grew it. They have 111 stores right now, franchised, with another 180 stores sold. And within the next year, they're going to open another 180 stores. The cool thing is they've been doing it 7 years. They have about 400 items already in their stores. And they brought in Vicente Fox, the ex-president of Mexico, who is a very big proponent of hemp and CBD. Not only brought him on as an investor in the company, but he's also a franchisee. They sell your normal health and wellness CBD products. They also carry vapes and gummies. But our master distributor agreement, they're going to have the exclusive to carry all of our Hempacco brands, from the Cheech and Chong brands to the Hemp Hop, and now our Snoop Dogg brands. Our whole portfolio of products they will have, and we will also, through our Green Star Labs, make them some private label items under their brand.
How do you think this might help Mexico and the economy of Mexico?
We have the Mexico expert here.
All right.
Mexico has more than 120 million people at the moment. Cannabis and hemp is technically legal in Mexico. However, the distribution and sales of hemp and cannabis is still unknown. In Mexico, Mexico pushed for CBD and for cannabis because the consumers were pushing for it, not because businesses were pushing for it. The first thing that happened was the government made available things like hemp and cannabis to people who needed it, who were in the hospital, cancer patients, etc., instead of saying this is the way you're going to sell it. Mexico, until this company Paradise came in, it was an unknown. How are we going to sell in Mexico? How are we going to export in Mexico? How are we going to do all these things in Mexico? Unknown. And then they cracked the nut. And
Fernando or Fernando?
Yes, the Fernandos cracked it, and they were able not only to trade these ingredients, they're able to open stores and sell CBD.
What about the vending kiosks? Is there any plans for that?
Yeah, we're very excited. They came, they fell in love with the vending machines. They got our vision right away, is to turn their stores into a 24-hour CBD store. So you'll be able to go in once you're part of their network and you already have a card. You'll be able to go in. They close at 10 o'clock at night. Our vending machines will be half inside, half outside, like an ATM. And you'll be able to go in, order your product from the outside. It dispenses it and you take it home. So they're very excited. We're doing a 10-store test next month. And then our plan is, we're all sure it's going to work, roll it out to all 111 stores. We'll be the first 24-hour open CBD store in Mexico.
Almost half of the growth in the fast-moving consumer goods industry over the next 3 years will take place in emerging markets. And RedCloud is using generative AI to unlock the future of B2B commerce in these emerging markets. And with me is Justin Floyd, the CEO of RedCloud, and also Stan Mlatac, the CFO. So great to have you here at the NASDAQ. Let's start, Justin. I mean, what do you expect the impact of AI to be on the fast-moving consumer goods market?
I think there's three things, Jane. First of all, is the predictability of purchasing patterns at the point of sale between manufacturers of fast-moving consumer goods. So think of everybody from some of the great brands you have here in the US, like Pepsi Cola, Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola, for example. These brands want to grow their footprint across Africa, across Latin America. They want as many consumers as possible to enjoy their products. One of the biggest challenges they have, of course, is how do they get those products into the right retailers at the right time at the right price. So generative AI is a way for them to be able to do that. It's a way for them to be able to predict very accurately the kind of right pricing they should be offering, that's going to sell well, enables them to be able to guess inventory, to be able to figure out, or take the guesswork out of inventory actually, and be able to figure out kind of what products can be made available when, and how at the retail level. I mean, across Africa alone, for example, I think there's over 250 million small micro enterprises. These are the people, you've got them here in New York, you've got the kind of local convenience stores, the local kind of supermarket.
Yeah, your pizza joint, something like that.
Absolutely.
Right, yeah.
But then you've got other interesting businesses like, the coffee shops, the hairdressers, the barbers, all these places offer, beverages, food, drink as part of their kind of delivery program. And so there's a tremendous opportunity for those brands to grow their footprint into those kinds of retailers and be able to get their products, as I've said, at the right time, the right place, at the right price, which is going to enable consumers to enjoy those brands much more.
Yeah, so why should US brands pay attention to these emerging markets?
Short answer, $1 trillion. So $1 trillion is the number that Euromonitor have based the emerging market growth for FMCG brands certainly over the next 2 years. And that's really driven by the kind of rise in middle-class consumers, but it's also driven by, to a certain extent, by the rise in internet connectivity. So now suddenly everybody's much more connected, they're much more informed about what's available, not available. I know it sounds extraordinary, but hundreds of millions of people across Africa have never even heard of Pepsi Cola, believe it or not. For the first time, they're learning about these kinds of great products, and they want these products. They often go to a store and they say, hey, can I buy this great product I've just heard about? I've just seen it on the kind of US news channels, and how do I get it? And the answer is, well, we don't stock it. I mean, you've probably heard the latest recent news, some of the great work that Elon Musk is doing with Starlink to connect Africa. Actually, I think it's incredible what he's set out to achieve there, and we're really comfortable kind of partnering with that kind of relationship and to bring this kind of connectivity to retailers for the very first time. Data is actually one of the most expensive services you can acquire in Africa today, and it's out of reach, stranger for a lot of people. And so that's going to alleviate that problem, and it's going to mean that actually retailers for the very first time can actually use the kind of scale and the breadth of the internet to actually start to trade super efficiently. They can join the kind of open commerce highway. They can start to buy, trade, sell, pay for goods online from their distributors and from their manufacturers in a kind of almost like a consumer type way, which is impossible today. And I think the second reason why some of them have really seen the lack of kind of connectivity is because there's been really no value for them in that. They haven't had technology that's really been built from ground up to enable them to build profitable businesses. You've got a lot of kind of micro entrepreneurs. You look at kind of some of the great work, for example, that Shopify have done, building out kind of e-commerce facing sites for businesses that want to sell on the internet. But businesses want to buy onto the internet. And when you're in the business of selling FMCG products, it's all about the buying. You get your buying right, you sell smart. And so that's what they're focused on. So the first time, there's a real platform that enables them to just buy a lot better and a lot smarter than they're able to do today, using the internet to be able to do that.
Well, it's exciting. Exciting for you and exciting for these emerging markets.
Very much so, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Justin and Stan, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you for having us on. Thank you.
Lahontan Gold is a mineral exploration company with projects in Nevada. And with me is Kimberly at one of those projects. I love it. That looks beautiful out there, what you're doing. Tell me about that. Is this your flagship project that you're at?
Yes, it's the Santa Fe flagship asset. We're so happy to be with you today, Jane. Yeah, we just thought we'd make it fun and be out in the field today. Got my safety vest on because we're going to go to work. But yeah, just behind me is our slab pit, and then beyond in the distance is our larger pit, the Santa Fe pit, that was mined back in 88 to 92. So it's a great day to be out here. It's early right now, thank goodness, because we are in lovely Nevada, and it's going to get up to 110-ish. So
oh my goodness,
it's early with you.
Okay, no, I appreciate it. And so last time we talked, you were commencing drilling there. Has that happened, and do you have results?
Yes, we commenced drilling. We've put out some drill results, which have been fantastic. We have another set that will be coming out soon. They're all in the assay lab currently. As we spoke before, our goal right now is to find more oxide material. Right behind me, you'll see this lovely orange material. That is oxide. So we're just looking for more of those to add more tons to our resource numbers. We already have 1 million ounces of it. So we're just trying to bolt on more so we can get to a point where we decide to make, a production decision next year. So it's an important program for us.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask about oxide mineralization. What is that? What is it used for? How is that crucial to the business?
Yeah, so it's a good question. So there's two kind of rocks, oxide and sulfides, and they're different processes. Oxide, the biggest, most important part to know about it is it's very low cost to mine. It's a very simple process. It's the same process they've been doing for 100 years. It's just not rocket science here. So basically, you're crushing rock, and then you're putting it on heap leach pads, and you're extracting the metal out of that. So low cost operation, easy to do, smaller timelines to permit. Also, you don't have to have as high of grade. So when you're working with sulfides, it's usually underground, which means you have to have a shaft or a tunnel or something that all costs money. So when you see oxide materials, it gets you pretty excited because you can do a low cost operation.
Oh, that's interesting. And then how does that compare then with gold, and how does gold fit into the whole equation?
So there's a lot of oxide heap leach open pit mines that you can have really, really low grade, like 0.2, 0.3 grams. And even in really difficult locations like the Yukon where there's snow and, just crazy temperatures. But for us, we say that grade solves all problems. The higher the grade, it solves anything. And we have 1 gram wonder rock. So that's considered high grade with oxide. This particular pit behind me, the slab pit, the average grade during mine life was 0.7, which they still were making money off. And keep in mind, back in 88 to 92, gold prices were $350, $400.
I mean, that really is kind of good for everybody. So tell me, Kimberly, your goals for Lahontan Gold going forward.
Yeah, I mean, I hope next time, a year from now, when we're talking, this company will be a completely different story altogether, because we'll have enough time, dollars spent in the ground to be talking about, okay, we're going into production, because we are going down that path in parallel with our drill program. And so the balance of this year is I think last time I was with you, we announced our West Santa Fe acquisition. That's about ready to close. We'll finish our drill program here. You'll see more data coming out the balance of this year. We're hoping to do an updated study so people can see what we've actually accomplished. And then we'll be talking more about West Santa Fe and getting the team over there working once they finish up over here. So we've got a big year planned ahead of us. And I just want to encourage everybody to go to our website, LahontanGoldCorp.com, and get on the newsletter list so you can follow along with us and be a part of the process.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Kimberly. And I love seeing the mine. So it's great to have you on location today.
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks for having us, Jane. We'll see you in the studio next time.
Yep.
Lameness issues, joint pain, and osteoarthritis can be difficult to treat and debilitating for an animal's health and well-being. Take control of lameness issues and joint pain. Introducing Spring with OsteoCushion technology, With just one injection, Spring with OsteoCushion technology targets the root cause of lameness issues, joint pain and osteoarthritis, helping animals do what they do best.
It's not just soil, it's humasoil. Coming to a garden center near you.
The Sustainable Green Team is a provider of environmentally conscious solutions in arbor care, disposal, and recycling industry. And with me is the Director of Administration of the Sustainable Green Team, Brian Rivera, and Brian Meier, the Chief Operating Officer. So great to have you both here. So Brian, tell me about the sustainability and how SGTM plays a role in that.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for having us. And if I can just give a little bit of props to you and your team. You know, we are just so many companies are really being blessed by what you guys are doing. So thank you for that. And sustainability is a word that we're beginning to hear even more and more in industries. Everybody is looking for sustainability. Sustainability actually is the action or the approach to be able to preserve the well-being of communities and environments. I take that very to heart, if I can say. I have 2 kids that I love with all my heart. Everything I do, I try to really focus and concentrate on their future and what they're gonna do and the life that they're gonna live. And that's why I believe the Sustainable Green Team is so important, and what we're doing in our company has such a great value, because that is exactly what we're doing. We're taking what many people would look as an waste, something unusable, something that's gone, and creating a sustainable, rich product that is gonna be for the communities and the environment. You know, there's, I'm just thinking right now, off the top of my head, there's this show on TV that I love, I used to watch a lot. And something so interesting that they say in their introduction is that what many people see as junk, we see as value. And I believe that's what our company does exactly.
Yeah.
What many people see as waste that is being sent to landfills, that is just no longer good, we are converting it into a sustainable product that has great value for communities and our environment.
Yeah, I always remember how you guys were cleaning up after the hurricanes in Florida
Exactly.
and trying to, you know, reuse some of that debris that was there. So now, Brian, SGTM runs multiple locations. You have 8 locations, right? Subsidiaries, 250 employees.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're the Chief Operating Officer. How do you kind of manage all of that?
Well, it's pretty interesting, as we do have eight facilities. Each one of those facilities are unique in their own set. We have different feedstocks, different manufacturing processes, and in order to do what we need to do and accomplish what we need to do, we have a group of employees that have a large skill set. Matter of fact, I'll just kind of explain it this way. A guy was in my office a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about the different plants and the different feedstocks and the products that we were offering. And he said, "Oh, this is great." He goes, "You know, where's your biggest asset?" And then that question, he was wanting to know location. And it just happened to be, we were kind of getting up and we're going to the truck. I was going to show him another site. And I just put my arm around him and said, "That's our biggest asset."
Your people.
My people. You know, and you know, it's kind of, as Brian was talking about sustainability, our employees, we kind of look at it the same way. You know, those people that we work with every day, we find value in those people, and we want to make their lives sustainable. You know, we have the same commitment to our employees as we do to the environment. And it takes a large skill set, and we have those guys available, and we are blessed to have them in our employment, and they make us who we are. I mean, our biggest asset, again, is those who work for us. And a testimony to that is the founder of the company is still in our employment. The very first employee hired is still in our employment. The second employee that was hired is still in our employment. And if you think about that knowledge base over 8 locations, folks who've been with us years and years and years, and think about that skill set, that knowledge base they have, and multiply that out, it's tremendous. And that allows us to do what we're able to do. And again, the best thing about it is we're taking that knowledge and that skill set and passing on to another generation, so they can pass it on to another generation, so the company can be not only sustainable environmentally, but also in our production.
Yeah, building a legacy. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
So Brian, are there any technologies, anything revolutionary you're working on this year at Sustainable Green Team?
Yeah, we actually we have a new technology that's being released that personally I believe that it's one of the best beneficial, if not the best, that really is being produced right now. It's Humisoil. For many years and generations, we've been doing things, if I can say, wrong to our environment. Instead of taking advantage of the soil that's in the earth, we've been depleting it. We've been destroying it. And Humisoil is 100% organic soil enhancer that actually manufactures water in the soil. With the world and everything that's going around, you can look at the news, places like California and other places where there's drought, where there's a lack of water being produced. This soil, or technology, Humisoil, is going to be able to fix that. It's going to be able to grow fruits, vegetables, any kind of harvest in the middle of the desert. And so this technology, it's taken over. It's going to create great things, and most of all, going back to it, it's going to secure future generations, food supply. It's going to help out our environment and communities, from cities to deserts to mountains, anywhere. This product is going to work, and it's going to cause a change.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, that would be truly revolutionary to be able to grow food in the desert.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
There you go. Now, and Brian, how can somebody find out more about Sustainable Green Team? Where should they go?
They can go to our website.
Or just Google Sustainable Green Team, it'll pop up.
Or
And then you
mulch
can find out
manufacturing, mulchmfg.com.
If I can say something that I always encourage everybody to come, please check out our YouTube
page.
channel.
Yeah.
It's SGTM, the Sustainable Green Team. And right there, you'll be able to meet more of the people like Brian was talking about, learn about our products, and really our heart and passion behind everything we do.
No, that's a good point, because I've actually been on there and it shows what you guys are actually doing. So with all the big equipment and everything. Yeah. So thank you so much, Brian and Brian, for joining me.
Thank you.
Secure, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. Secure is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. Secure doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download Secure. Visit secure.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to your Secure Privacy segment. I'm Anna Berry, along with the CEO of Secure, Alain Guillai. Welcome, Alain. How are you doing today?
Thanks, Anna. Hi, everyone. Welcome back.
So summer is in full force. I don't know about you, but where I live, it's going to be up to 107 degrees Fahrenheit. So that means a lot of people are wanting to travel, go to the beach, go on holiday. And with that comes the opportunity to join a public Wi-Fi at the airports. And since I've been speaking with you for the past few years or so, I have learned to never do that. And so today I want you to give us the weekly hack of why we should not tap into the public Wi-Fi. What are some dangers with doing that, Alain?
Well, I always say that public Wi-Fi's are not protected the way they should. You may have sometime a code in a coffee shop or an airport, but these are very light encryption that a good hacker can break into, and then they can get into your traffic and monitor everything you're doing without your knowledge and use it for a later ulterior motive. They may monitor all your emails, they may check which e-banking site you go to. You know, when you travel, you're always doing something. You're reserving a hotel, an Airbnb, you're checking your flight, you're checking your work email, your personal email, you go to your e-banking. All of that we do usually in a spare time, whether we're away on vacation or in an airport. So definitely try to use your 4G, 5G as opposed to Wi-Fi. It is better to do that at the very least. And if you can, use a higher encryption methodology.
Right. And we've talked a lot about not sharing your personal and private data over the open source emails or messengers, like we won't name them. But let's also talk about how important it is to protect our internet. And that's why a VPN is very important. And you recently launched one with Secure.
Yes, the VPN, what's really good is that Secure VPN launched one with a 256 AES encryption or higher. It basically means that we have the highest encryption standard, plus we basically put all the kind of the DNA and the secret sauce of all our product, which is privacy, non-open source technology. And not only it encrypts your connection, it also keeps it private. So it will reduce dramatically the risk of a hacker coming in and reading all your stuff. You have to be careful with some free products or so-called famous, very easy to use type of VPNs. A couple of them have been known to sell your traffic. So that's also not good. They're data miners essentially. And that's why when you see something that's cheap or free, they usually make money from selling your data. We never do that. And for as little as $7 a month, you can protect your entire traffic, your identity, and highly encrypt anything you do on the internet. So I highly encourage that.
Absolutely. Also, you have a promo code for our viewers today. Is that correct?
Yes, you can use promo code privacy for any of our solution, and you get 15% off for the next 5 years. So it's a good long-term discount that you can get.
Yes, it is. It's all about how much is our privacy worth, and privacy has arrived with the secure solutions that you provide for all of us. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the Weekly Hack. I look forward to seeing you again in the near future.
Thank you, Anna. And if any one of you are going on vacation, wishing you a great vacation.
Perfect. Thank you so much.